Here's a good smartwatch that won't give you buyer's remorse. Let me explain. All right, welcome back to the channel. So today what we're going to do is we're actually going to review a smartwatch, and actually I'm not going to review it. That's the one thing. Right off the bat I want to tell you, I'm going to show you what's available. I don't do full reviews because these things work good for some people, not for others. It works good for me. I'm using, I do all Apple videos and stuff, but I actually have an Android phone. This should work on Apple phones and Android. I have a Google phone, so I've tested it only on a Google phone. There's all these little things going on with these watches. And I can't be tech support, so if you ask questions, definitely go to the manufacturer. But at the end of the day, I just want to give you my experience with this. So what do I mean by buyer's remorse? It won't give you that. Well, if you're the kind of person like me and you go out and you buy an Apple Watch for $400 or $500, to get that kind of technical high, you're going to end up in a couple weeks regretting it. And that's what I always do because I don't use all the features. I'm like, I don't use all these features. It's nice, but I just don't use them. So if you want an Apple Watch, get an Apple Watch. That's number one. This is not an Apple Watch. What this is, though, it's a $50, $49.99 watch. And it's by a company called Parsonver, Parsonver. I guess that's the way you would say it. Works on Apple and Android, and it's actually a very good watch for the money. I mean, again, it's going to be comparable to a lot of the ones out there that are in this range. The thing I like about this, number one, is, a couple of things. It's got really good basic functions. It was easy to set up. I was able to set up an account without actually setting up an account, kind of a temporary account, in case you don't want to put all your information in. It allowed me to do that. It also has a very good screen for the money. Has a lot of different watch faces that come with it, and it does the basics very well. And when I say basics, I'll go through it in a second, but it's going to be basically steps, blood pressure, blood oxygen level, which again you have to take with a grain of salt, how accurate these are. There are a bunch of sensors on the back of this, and I'll have some pictures up close of that. So there's a bunch of sensors built into this. Pretty impressive. The watch itself actually feels very similar to an iWatch or an Apple Watch because of this. Just the weight of it, it feels really good in the hand. So it's actually very nice. The band is really nice, actually. This is about a $15, $20 band if you were to buy it for an Apple Watch. So overall, you're getting a good kind of package, at least feel-wise. The screen is really good. And again, it comes with a lot of different faces, which I'll show you. Battery's been really good for me. You're talking about a week or so before you have to charge it, maybe longer. And it depends on the use and stuff like that. So that's really good. And it's been easy setup. So what I'm going to do is just kind of go through everything with you really quickly. I'm going to show you the app first, show you the watch second, and then we'll kind of wrap everything up. Not a review, just showing you what's available. I'll have links to all this in the description. So if you want this watch, you can go ahead down there and pick one up. Try it out. It's good for me. I mean, it does all the basic stuff. I did a review of this this is a Soundpeats watch. I really liked it. You can look up Soundpeats on my old videos. That watch is only like $35 and everyone loved that watch. It was really, you can get it for like $25 now. It's a smaller watch. It doesn't feel as solid as this one, but it works really well too. This one, again, you have to take it with a grain of salt. It is what it is, but it is actually won't give you buyer's remorse because it does most of the stuff very good. And but again, I'm not tech support, so if you run into issues, definitely go back to the manufacturer. Let's get into it. All right, really quickly, I just want to go through some of the features. Well, actually, what this watch doesn't, this watch can give you notifications of a phone call. It can also give you notifications of a text. It cannot send text or send calls, or you can't call from this watch. Just want to get that clear right off the bat. So that's, if you need that, again, go for the Apple Watch. But I don't like that, I don't need that, so I didn't even kind of link those up. I only use it for the other features, and that's the way I like it, actually. So if I look at the application on your phone that you have to download, search for FitCloud Pro, and I'll have some pictures. It's both Android and Apple. I'll have pictures of the stores up here really quickly. So I went ahead and I downloaded that. It let me set it up as a kind of a temporary user, so that was actually great. I didn't have to put all my information in or anything like that, and it still worked. That's a big key here if people just want to kind of try something and see if they like it. Second thing is the screen itself, when you open this up, it's very basic functionality, right? But it works really well. So you look at the screen and you have your steps here in the very beginning, and it tells you how many steps you have for the day. If you click on it, you'll see another, kind of drill down into the different steps that gives you the week, the month, how many steps, your calories burned. I just turned this on for today, so I just want to show you that I don't have many today. Long story short, though, if I go backwards here, it also gives you your sleep, which I can show you really quickly. It'll show you how you slept, and again, you have to take all this with a grain of salt. How does it work for you? Is it accurate? For me, it's been fairly accurate. I mean, you can't tell when you're sleeping, obviously. But you can see here what the information is for sleeping. If you go back, it does your heart rate as well. And, obviously I'm all amped up at 100, but it's been about 81. And then I go back, and then my oxygen level, it has it there as well. So it's got some basic functions here. Now, if I click on this other thing here called device, it's going to have a lot of different things built into it, and I'll get into this. You can see here, though, it's got push notifications. That's for your phone calls and stuff you can turn on. It's got activity reminders, drink reminders. It's got the weather report, so the weather is built into this, and it works fairly well. It works for me. It does very, very basic. It gives you the temperature, basically, in the cloudy or not. That's about it. Worked, though, right off the bat once I synced it up. Raised to wake, elevated heart rate measurement. And if you get over a certain amount, it'll tell you. Automatic health monitor. Again, you can enable that if you want kind of things happening, giving you more information. Fine watch. So basically, if I click that, my watch will vibrate. I've tested it. It works really good. And then wrist preference, stuff like that. Hour, style, shake. So all these things are built in here. And let me just see here really quickly. There is the one thing that's really interesting here is this dial library. So if I click on that really quickly, you're going to see once this kind of loads in here, it's going to have a whole bunch of different dials, and that's the actual screen obviously you're looking at. So one thing with the Sound Peats is I had a little bit of trouble with getting a lot of different faces. Here there's probably like 100 of them. I'm going to show you these guys up on a video here. So you have about 100 different types of weird looking faces and cool looking faces. Some look digital, some look like they are just, around clock, obviously. So depending on what you like there, just for the money alone, you can download these. You just click the button, it'll move it to the watch. It takes a while. It takes about a minute or two, but it does work. I've tested that. You can get the face on here pretty easily. So that's basically what that's all about. And then you can show your own dial by clicking my dial, it'll show you what's there. So that's that part. And then finally, this last one is going to be it's another screen that you can kind of link up Google Fit to this watch. Just so that, I think it basically pulls the information off of there for steps and stuff. But you can also then do units. You can change the units on this screen, which is what I had to do because I'm in pounds and, instead of kilograms. Who knows what most people are at, but you can change that. And then there's settings and stuff you can do in here as well. So the app is very basic, but it gives you the information that you need, and that's actually really good. And then finally, if you look at the face that I picked, it's kind of a fun face. You can see it here. But the thing that you want to do is if you basically, you can swipe it all different directions. One thing has basically, it's going to have some settings on it, brightness, you can see here, the battery, whether it's going to be recording things, and the settings. So you can see that there's going to be basically a screen that gives you kind of your basic settings on the actual watch itself, and you can see them there. The screen is phenomenal though. It's actually really good at all different angles. So for the money, it's a really good screen. So then basically, if you actually go down, swipe down on that face, it's going to give you any messages that came in. Again, you can't really call someone from this, but you can get incoming calls and know that you've actually had a call. So if you like that or whatever, you can notify that into here, and it works fine. So that's that part. If you swipe to the right, you're going to see it's going to give you your steps, how many miles, and then your calories that you've actually burned. And if you keep swiping, you're going to see it's going to give you I don't know how this is not working right now, it's on my finger, but it's going to basically give you your blood pressure, your beats per minute, not your blood pressure, your beats per minute. You can see it there. And then finally, it's going to have your sleep. So you can actually go ahead and leave this on when you're sleeping, and it's going to give you your light versus your deep sleep based off, I'm guessing, like your heart rate and stuff like that. Works fairly good. Again, I'm not sure how accurate it is. The steps are very accurate compared to Google. When I did Google Steps or Google Fit, it was very accurate. It was within maybe 5%. So that's actually pretty good. I had that down. So then there's going to be workouts. So you can set up workouts: running, walking, treadmill, cycling, things like that. It's going to have workout records. So every time you do a workout, it's going to have records saved in here. It's going to have the heart rate screen. Again, this is going to be the screen that we saw earlier. It's going to have the blood oxygen level, and that's going to be a screen we saw as well. It's going to have the sleep. Actually, I'm not sure I went over the blood oxygen. So there's the blood oxygen level. Again, take it with a grain of salt how accurate that is. I don't use it that much, but it's in there. And then it's got the female health, which I'm not going to get into. And it's got music. It can play, basically help you change music off your phone. It's got the weather, and the weather is very basic. It's going to basically just give you the temperature and if it's cloudy or not, but it did work right away. And then it's got basically breath training. It's got an alarm clock in here, which is actually really nice. It says no alarm clock set, but you can set it from your phone. It's got a stopwatch again, which is the thing I wanted to show you. But if you go, it's basically, you can set it to a whole bunch of different types of stopwatches. I'm not exactly sure how to go back yet, but I think I have to go one direction or the other, so we can figure that out later. And then it's got your messages in here. Find my phone, you click on that, your phone will ring or vibrate. I tested that, it works really well. And then back to settings. And settings is going to have the watch faces, which you can change. And if you see here, just on this watch, I haven't downloaded that many of them, but you can see the number of them here as I go through them. It's all different watch faces, including this one, which has a lot of different stats on it. And then, back to the one that comes with it when it is basically brand new. So you can see all these different watch faces, and they're all in there. So if you want that, that's fine. And then you basically just pick the one you want like that. And then you can go back to settings. So beyond that, there's brightness, screen time, raised awake, vibration, QR code, language, and menu style. So that's basically it. Now again, you buy this watch because you want steps, heart rate maybe, beats per minute and things like that. You also want maybe sleep, maybe blood oxygen, even though again, you have to take those with a grain of salt. They're not always that accurate, even Apple's isn't. So at the end of the day, who is this watch for? This is a watch that people that do not want to pay $400 or $500 for a smartwatch. They want a cool looking, very nice screen that looks, doesn't look cheap. Actually, it looks it does not feel cheap. It actually looks pretty good for sure. And it's only $49.99. It's under $50. It does the basics well, and you don't have to kind of devote your whole life to learning how to use it, although there is some learning curve to it, like any of these devices. So at the end of the day, I just wanted to get that out there. This is the Parsonver, I can't say it correctly. It's a great watch for the money. Look for it probably on sale. I'm guessing it'll probably go on sale around the holidays or different times of the year. If you can get it even cheaper, I would say if it was somewhere around $40, it would even be a better deal somewhere in there. But a great watch. Again, I don't recommend things. I just want to show people what's out there. If this is for you, if it's not. If you're looking for an Apple Watch, do not buy this. If you're looking for something that's going to not break the bank and you just want kind of something on your wrist that looks really cool, has a good screen, this is pretty good. So, all right, we'll wrap it up. Just want to go ahead and just show you one more time. This is the watch here, comes in a really nice case, and hopefully this helps people make decisions on these type of things. People like to see this kind of stuff. So let me know your thoughts, and I will talk to you in the next video. Peace.